So it's very active, very cool, but also very deadly. But you know, it's still you still get to role play and do all of those fun things. So I think that I might need to let this lightning rest for a little longer because it's not taking much of my paint anymore. So I think for now we can do something else, and that something else can be putting some highlights on this the white clothing there. So let's look at a bit of that. I could even, can I use this one? So for the highlight on the clothing, I was thinking a bit more warm. So brilliant yellow pale instead of pure white, because you can see it's going to have a bit of a different impact than a bit of contrast between this warmer tone and the cooler tone of the lightning. Sorry, sometimes I get stuck with my wording. Let's see. So I'm just going to pick a few areas and then highlight them. There we go. The first few brush strokes, if you find that you have a bit too much paint on there, you can either clean the brush a bit, or I like to do this where I just leave a few brush strokes around, and then when some of the paint has gotten off the brush, then I go back to more brush strokes. It can be nice. But this is it's one of those like oddly satisfying things where you just very gently brush your mini and the paint just blends. It just blends. Doesn't that feel amazing? Is English in Japan quite good? So, oh hey Dave Doggy. Sorry, I didn't see that it was you asking the question. How are you doing? Sometimes the colors of the different people in chat look so similar that I don't realize that a new person has come in. How are you doing? Uh, so my group is all Westerners. So it's like Italian American, Mexican, but there are also Japanese people playing D&D. I've always wanted to try to participate in a Japanese session because I kind of want to see how they do the role play and all that. I've been planning to try. There was actually an event in September, but I didn't get to go in because I was a little too busy. But at some point, and I also need to get the book in Japanese and sort of um, learn some of the lingo. But no, I know that people play. Uh, you can. I think people tend to play more in, cafes and places that will allow it. One place where people will go is karaoke rooms here because they literally give you a little booth with a table, and you don't actually have to sing karaoke. You just have to, pay the room fee, and then you can do whatever you want. You can even get drinks and food. You have a little phone in your booth, and you can order from there. So a lot of people, I have never done it, but um, there are some groups that I know of that do it that way. There are some game places that have a playing space. And then if you go maybe a bit more into the countryside, there are more people that play at their own house. But some time ago, there was a little of a sad news that they were gonna stop translating the D&D material to Japanese. From Spain, the capital of miniature painting. Oh yes, oh yes, a lot of great Spanish miniature painters. Yes, yes. But yeah, some time ago they announced that they weren't gonna translate any more D&D books, and there was even like a petition of people, and it sounds like I think they started back up again now. I think they said that after all, they are going to still do it, so that's nice. But you know, you've got the player handbook, you've got the DM stuff, you've got your all of your like Xanathar guide and all that. Um, I would love to get them, but they are very expensive. They're like 6, 7,000 yen. We have the English ones. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll find them used or something. And then they play, I mean, there's a lot of Warhammer here because Warhammer has the money to advertise. Oh, I saw. Apparently, they are opening a Warhammer cafe in Tokyo. I don't think it's open yet, but I'll let you know. That's kind of funny because they love their themed cafes here in Japan. They'll have like, they had a Sailor Moon cafe some time ago when they relaunched the Sailor Moon series. They'll have like I don't know, Dragon Ball Cafe, Snoopy Cafe. They love that kind of stuff. You go there, you pay crazy prices for themed food, you get some limited edition objects. But a Warhammer Cafe sounds kind of weird. I hope it's something where you can play Warhammer, but it looks more like a place where you're gonna get themed food and stuff, which is what Japanese people love. Um, and I see a lot of people play Frostgrave. There's some Infinity. There was actually there was I think a British guy that was doing a lot to further the Infinity community in Japan. Um, I see some Hextech. What's the other one? Other ones that I don't really know. Oh, Malifa is sold in shops too. Malifa people play. So lately there's been a lot of people that get into games. But it does look like people might tend to prefer stuff like the war games rather than ones where you have to role play too much because Japanese people aren't used to, show their feelings and stuff. It was actually really funny one time we were trying to explain D&D to a friend of friends, and she couldn't understand like where the story comes from. She